Prince William has finally snapped. Enough is enough. He has told friends he will strip Meghan Markle of the HRH title.
It seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us.
Enough for Bill Simmons over at the Ringer podcast, which was acquired by Spotify, to call Harry and Meghan, quote, a fucking grifter on his latest podcast. Here's what he had to say.
According to a source, here's the quote: Prince William plans to flex his muscles and wipe his wayward brother, Prince Harry, and his power-hungry wife, Meghan, from the history books, it says.
I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation. The grifters.
Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
The only thing HRH stands for in association with Meghan Markle is her ruthless homewreckerness, I guess.
This woman looks to me like a malignant narcissist. This woman has zero self-awareness.
Beast has reported that King Charles is turning a blind eye, but King William won't.
There are government employees that are still waiting for paychecks, back paychecks months ago.
Yeah.
You know, what are the odds that they're going to get paid quickly for this Harry and Meghan visit?
Wanting to exploit their royal titles, I think it stinks. And I think what King Charles should do, he should just strip them of the titles. Let them go off and be, celebrities. That's fine. But don't do it in the name of our royal family.
Oh my God, that hat. Oh God, he's so hot. Look at him. Isn't Prince Harry? She bagged a fox.
But this has been Meghan Markle's MO from the beginning. She wants all of the privileges that go along with an identity, but she doesn't want any of the responsibility. She doesn't want to do any of the work. She wants the tiara. She doesn't want the public service.
Nobody talks like that and nobody acts like that, because that's weird behavior that we're seeing from both of these people if we're supposed to be thinking under the impression that they're being authentic.
Prince William will strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles when he becomes king.
Markle and Prince Harry may no longer be working royals, but their recent trip to Nigeria looked very much like a royal tour of their own.
There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired
for hours since the release of Harry and Meghan's bombshell Netflix documentary, and the papers have been reacting overnight. Oh boy, have they been reacting. The pair are dominating the front pages. One Conservative MP said that he is planning to bring forward legislation in an attempt to strip the Duke and Duchess of Sussex of their...
It didn't kick off with fireworks. It began with a whisper echoing through the halls of Westminster. Not tabloid gossip, not a viral stunt. This was serious. Something major was stirring behind those historic doors. And then it dropped. A formal motion inside the House of Lords. The kind of move that doesn't chase headlines, but shapes legacies.
Is still using her HRH title despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties. How is Will planning to deal with this?
This wasn't public outrage anymore. This was insider payback. Meghan Markle, still technically the Duchess of Sussex, might soon hold no title at all. The British establishment isn't just observing anymore, it's taking action. No explosive scandal, no tabloid frenzy, just a quiet motion and a whisper that spread through Westminster like wildfire.
Meghan Markle has been very brazen recently with the use of the HRH. Now, royal fans will know in 2020, during the negotiations for Harry and Meghan to leave royal duties, it was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is a long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to work.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
Also is pretending that she's crying. Like, we zoomed in just to see. There isn't a tear in sight. Look at this. Where's the tear?
I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
Well, according to their tax documents, they work 1 hour a week.
And Meghan's accepting all these compliments. I know I'm great, aren't I?
Sucks.
Are you joking?
It's bad. It's terrible.
You suck. You suck.
just talking nonsense. It's stupid.
Never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
That whisper? It's now a thunderclap. For the first time since Megxit, Britain's aristocracy is officially pushing back. The House of Lords has tabled a real formal petition, not a symbolic gesture, to strip Meghan Markle of her Duchess. Of Sussex title for good. What many once dismissed as tabloid fantasy is now a matter of parliament. The petition's been received, debated, and it's rocking the very foundation of what Meghan thought she could hold on to.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. And there was a very interesting source inside close to the Prince of Wales who spoke to the Daily Beast.
Meghan Markle's out here crying on podcasts and signing gift tags with a royal title that might not even be hers much longer. Meanwhile, her team quitting one by one. But behind the headlines and teary interviews are lawsuits, public backlash, and whispers of a messy past she can't outrun. Let's be honest, at this point, her real title might as well be the Duchess of Drama.
But this has been Meghan Markle's MO from the beginning. She wants all of the privileges that go along with an identity, but she doesn't want any of the responsibility. She doesn't want to do any of the work. She wants the tiara. She doesn't want the public service.
And here's the wild part. People online are saying Gayle King, yes, the talk show host, is more of a real astronaut than Meghan Markle is authentic. Let that sink in.
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now. You know, Meghan, how are you today? Which, by the way, I just have to say, yes.
Enjoy them.
I forgot to have fun. You're right.
That 2-hour podcast that I just had to sit through with Jamie Keen-Lima, who is also very cut off from the rest of the world.
Meghan recently sat down with Jamie Keen-Lima, a self-made billionaire known for her motivational talks, on a podcast that promised raw emotional honesty. But what viewers got felt more like a scripted ego boost. The host came off painfully cringy, and Meghan even more staged than her cooking scenes on Netflix. In the clip, she's clearly using her famous friends like props, hyping herself up on her own platform to feed the brand. Not the truth.
Welcome to the Jamie Kern-Lima show.
Her show is unlike any I've ever done.
A revelation. When you listen, it feels like a hug, but your brain and your spirit and your heart is like, wow.
When I look into Jamie's eyes, I feel like I am on some other cosmic level with her.
I could see the light around her. She's infused with light.
Meghan dabbed her eyes and acted like she was choking up, talking about the pressure she faces. But viewers quickly noticed. No actual tears, just the performance of crying. And social media wasn't having it. Critics dug up an old clip where Meghan proudly joked about being able to cry on command, bragging she could squeeze out a tear in seconds. That resurfaced video hit hard, turning what was meant to be a vulnerable moment into what many saw as pure Hollywood rehearsal.
We're at Soho House, Toronto, which is basically TIG headquarters for me. I write my stories here, I take my meetings here, and it's kind of amazing because all over the world, if I'm traveling, Soho House can still be home base.
You'll make yourself cry. Oh, I can do that so well. Oh my God, it's crazy. You're like, Meghan, 1 tear, left eye, go. Give me 3 seconds.
That clip resurfaced fast. And just like that, Meghan's podcast Tears looked less like real emotion and more like a rehearsed scene straight out of a script.
When you were saying, like, do you want to just do like cozies and no makeup? I like the idea of like, okay, great. Let's let them see us.
Nobody talks like that. And nobody acts like that, because that's weird behavior that we're seeing from both of these people if we're supposed to be thinking under the impression that they're being authentic.
Just as things started to quiet down, body language expert Scott Rouse reignited the fire. He broke down Meghan's mannerisms, rapid blinking, awkward expressions, and gestures that didn't match her words. According to him, those are classic. Signs of discomfort or even deception. Her voice cracked while talking about emotional pain, but her face? Calm as ever. No tension, no struggle. And that disconnect had people wondering, was this genuine heartbreak or just another polished performance? For the spotlight.
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox. If you haven't noticed, my husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
Thumbs up here. See that little shoulder shrug when she said yes?
Yes, yes.
Did you hear how high her voice was when she said yes?
Yes.
When we're stressed, our larynx closes up a little bit and our voice tone gets a little bit higher. That's why the pitch of the S is so high.
She says she writes emails to her kids every night so they can read them when they're older. Sounds sweet, right? But let's be real. No kid wants to scroll through thousands of bedtime emails from their mom. They've got better things to do.
But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
They will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Because that's really what you want when you're 18. 40,000 emails, Maureen, from your mother.
These emails are so that when my children are of age, they can come to me and say, oh my God, you loved us so much. It's me, me, me.
During the podcast, they showed a photo of a gift basket Meghan gave. Sweet, right? But then, the twist, it included a handwritten card signed Her Royal Highness. Problem is, she's not allowed to use that title anymore. Not in public, not in private. So why is she still holding on to it like it's her personal brand?
Zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. That is a title that was stripped from her when she and Harry made their whole racism debacle and left the UK, left their royal duties, and moved to the US to bug all of us. She's using it in private with her friends. That's even weirder than if they were still trying to milk the titles in public. That is just like all the confirmation that I need that this woman is just obsessed with being a royal, that is all this was all about. That she's angry that she screwed the pooch by claiming racism and basically getting kicked out of the family. She just can't give up the HRH titles that quickly. Like, this is literally what she has always wanted.
Not just a trending tweet or YouTube rant, this is real. A formal motion in Parliament brought forward by Lord Simon Lee and backed by both Conservatives and Labour. The petition is unprecedented, accusing Meghan of breaking diplomatic rules, mocking royal status, and exploiting her title for profit. The language is harsh. They say she's cheapening a title meant to honor the crown. This isn't just royal drama anymore. It's legal. Parliament is stepping in where Buckingham Palace won't, demanding consequences.
Disaster opportunists, which is exactly right. Disaster tourists.
There are government employees that are still waiting for paychecks, back paychecks months ago.
Yeah.
You know, what are the odds that they're going to get paid quickly for this Harry and Meghan visit?
Like, talking about people who are always on their game, especially when it comes to trying to drum up support and get content for their next Netflix project. The Duke and Duchess of Montecito, Harry and Meghan, have gone on a, well, let's say a quasi-royal tour of Nigeria. They certainly haven't been meeting President.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may no longer be working royals, but their recent trip to Nigeria looked very much like a royal tour of their own.
The final straw? Meghan and Harry's private Nigeria trip, rolling up in royal-style outfits, meeting top military and political leaders, and giving speeches like they were still official royals. Let's be clear, this was a royal tour in disguise. Photo ops, handshakes, heritage talks, all without any approval. Whitehall was furious. Neither the government nor the palace had any idea. That's why the House of Lords labeled it what it really was: unauthorized diplomacy, risking the crown getting pulled into international messes.
For hours since the release of Harry and Meghan's bombshell Netflix documentary, and the papers have been reacting overnight. Oh boy, have they been reacting. The pair are dominating the front pages. One Conservative MP said that he is planning to bring forward legislation in an attempt to strip the Duke and Duchess of Sussex of their...
The House of Lords isn't standing solo. They're riding a massive wave of public anger. A May 2025 YouGov poll reveals a staggering 77% of Brits want Meghan stripped of her Duchess of Sussex title. That's not just a majority, it's a landslide, the strongest anti-Sussex backlash ever recorded.
Changed my mind on things, but I didn't want them to be stripped of it, but I think I now understand they're trying to do, I think that would really be validated if they said, this institution isn't for us. We love our family, but we would like to hand these back. And I think that would be incredible.
The backlash is even bigger than the Oprah fallout. That's how intense it's gotten. Voters across the board agree. Royal titles aren't fashion accessories. They represent duty, tradition, and the Constitution. Even Harry isn't off. The hook? 61% say he should lose his titles too, especially the Royal Highness part. But for now, all eyes are on Meghan, the face of controversy, cash grabs, and royal embarrassment. Remember that Beyoncé moment? You know I'm Sussex? Yeah, that line hasn't aged well. It's fueled public frustration and sparked full-blown institutional action.
Do you think they might be?
They could be. I mean, it really depends on the next part of the documentary and what it shows, doesn't it? You know,
Because we haven't had the shock
factor yet. I feel really sad about it, to be honest. I feel sad that we've got to this point. I think they could have made a lot of differences.
I wish we could find...
At Beyonce's Cowboy Carter concert in LA, a viral clip caught Meghan laughing and shouting, "You know I'm Sussex now?" She even told Mindy Kaling to call her Meghan Sussex. Fans saw it as a joke, but the House of Lords saw it as the last straw. Proof she treats her royal title like a punchline, not an honor. The petition slammed that moment as a crass trivialization of a title meant to represent the crown, not a personal brand.
Life, they've moved to America, they've got their house, they've got their kids over there, so they're not really part of our
I don't think it's even that they don't deserve it, it's just they don't want to live it.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to live it,
Yeah.
then what's the point?
It will
in
make
having
what
it?
they're saying more authentic, because I think it is authentic, but you can't say all of that and then keep those titles.
Yeah.
I mean,
UK legal experts now warn that Meghan's public use of her royal title could violate the 1917 Royal Titles Act, which prohibits royals from using titles for fame or profit. Both the Lords and Whitehall saw the viral video, and their verdict is clear. If Meghan wants to be an influencer, she can't keep the Duchess title. This petition is just the beginning. Meghan Markle's royal fairy tale isn't just fading, it's being crushed by her own brand machine.
Would not be a good move, because we need to try and cool the temperature. We need to try and kind of understand what is this all about, and that was my big thing with watching 3 hours of it last night. 3 hours. I thought,
won't get them back, Kate.
I thought, what are they trying to say? And I wasn't even quite sure. What did they say to you?
This isn't tabloid drama. It's coming straight from the heart of British power. The monarchy stayed silent, the king refused to act, but the House of Lords has spoken, loud and clear. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, may soon lose her title for good. Her defenders call it sexism and racism. But this isn't personal. It's constitutional. The Lords don't deal in gossip, they deal in law, precedent, and royal protocol. Bullets 5 through 8 of the petition detail her alleged violations, with one of the most serious being repeated breaches of royal communications protocol.
Think of her as an actress. And I remember when I was in a relationship years ago, everything I did and said, whether I cried, whether I joked, this boyfriend of mine would say, well, you're an actress.
As if you were fake.
So I think as if it was fake.
Like that. Like I
so I feel that she's also a bit awkward and watching everything that she's saying, so that doesn't play well to people. But
This isn't some outdated rule. It's a centuries-old code that stops royals from making rogue statements, especially on foreign soil. Meghan broke that code. Her Archetypes podcast was called out directly in the Lords' debate. She used her royal status to promote private projects and made serious claims about her child's treatment, her mental health, even accusing a royal of racism. The palace stayed silent, but Parliament isn't holding back. The Lords say Meghan's public comments made while still titled didn't just stir drama, they sparked real diplomatic embarrassment.
3 white siblings and then 2 mixed race siblings that I got to know later in life. All I am is a country bumpkin from Kent.
Yeah.
I don't know any different, and I didn't grow up thinking about that difference. And when you looked at it from her point of view, she said...
And it didn't just stir headlines, it damaged the monarchy's reputation across the Commonwealth. This isn't about free speech. It's about abusing royal privilege to attack an institution that legally can't fight back. The petition goes further, blasting Meghan and Harry for turning a royal title into a business. Their Spotify and Netflix deals weren't just entertainment. They were sold under the Sussex brand. No subtlety. The 2022 Netflix docuseries even opens with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex front and center.
I got if I wasn't Dame Kelly Holmes' double Olympic champion based on the colour of my skin, as opposed to people understanding my cultural background. I don't know any different than being a Kent white girl. From what I see and what I know, because everyone around me was white. This is a normal environment.
Meghan Markle turned her royal title into a personal brand, from Netflix shows to trademarking Sussex Royal. Parliament calls it exploitation, not freedom. Her Nigeria trip, media blitz, and Oprah claims blurred the line between royal duty and celebrity fame, sparking outrage. Now, the House of Lords says enough. They're moving to strip her title, accusing her of dragging British nobility through the mud for profit. While the monarchy stayed silent, the government is stepping in. This isn't gossip. It's a legal battle to protect royal dignity. Meghan wanted out, but what she left behind is now on trial.